Welcome to the Starting Line, a look at select bills introduced during the 90th legislative session. In 2011, Governor Mark Dayton signed into law the so-called Surly Bill that opened the door for brewers to apply for a license to serve beer on site. Since then, the craft beer and brewpub industry has taken off throughout the state. While many of these companies are having success, current law limits the amount of barrels a microbrewery may annually produce in order to be issued an off-sale license to sell their own product. This week on the Starting Line, we learn more about the so-called growler bill. Sponsored by Representative Drew Christensen, House File 1078 would, in part, increase the amount of barrels a brewery can produce per year while still being able to sell their own product. We had a chance to chat with the Republican from Savage to find out why he decided to support this bill.
You know, I think this bill is a common sense bill. It raises the growler cap from 20,000 barrels that small breweries can produce to 250,000 barrels, and still allows them to be able to sell growlers, which are sort of a novelty product that people like to buy when they visit a brewery. You know, you take home a growler of beer, and as kind of a take-home sample. You know, you visit a chocolate shop, you take home a box of chocolates. You visit a brewery, you take home a growler, and unfortunately under the current laws, it restricts the breweries to under 20,000 barrels, and we're now seeing a lot of breweries coming right up to that cap. Fulton Brewery in Minneapolis has passed the cap, and they're actually no longer able to sell growlers, and that's a big thing for people, for brewery enthusiasts, and it's these are small businesses that are growing the economy. They're creating jobs in our community, and I think we should let them thrive.
The brewpub and craft beer industry obviously is on an upward trend. What's the significance behind such a jump, though, from 20,000 barrels produced per year to 250,000?
Previously, this growler cap was at 3,000 barrels, and now it's at 20,000 barrels. And I think we're really just trying to get rid of this kind of patchwork where we're constantly having to go in and update the number of barrels. We're trying to bring it up to 250,000, and that brings it into compliance with what breweries are allowed to have tap rooms with their breweries. So Surly and Summit and Shells all have tap rooms with their breweries now where you can go in and sample the beer on site, and that cap is 250,000 barrels. So we're just going to bring the growler cap in line with the tap room cap.
What are your thoughts on how this would affect the three-tier system in our state?
Some people are just opposed to any sorts of changes in the three-tiered system, and I think that's, misguided. The three-tiered system has been around for decades and decades, and to think that you shouldn't make any changes or tweaks to a system is I really think just kind of a naive sentiment that, things change over time. The industry changes over time, and we've had this craft beer boom in Minnesota. It's bringing money into Minnesota. It's growing jobs. It's creating good, high-paying jobs. We heard in the Commerce Committee from the owners of these breweries the kind of good, high-paying jobs that they're creating, and I think we need to adjust to what the economy is doing.
Let's say this bill gets passed and the so-called Sunday liquor sales bill gets passed as well. Some people might argue that the drastic changes to state alcohol laws is too much too soon. What would your response be?
I don't think these are drastic changes. I don't think, it's not like people couldn't see this coming either. It's changes that people have been demanding for a long time to liquor regulation, and I think people are on our side. I get tons of emails from constituents on both of these issues, and it's got to be 9-1 or more in favor of Sunday sales and in favor of lifting the growler cap and things like that. I think the people are on our side, and they really just want to loosen up these regulations and allow these businesses to thrive.
Representative Christensen's bill has been laid over by the House Commerce and Regulatory Reform Committee for possible omnibus bill inclusion. We do have an update on a bill that we featured on the Starting Line last month. Representative Jennifer Loon's bill, House File 30, the so-called Sunday liquor sales bill, is heading to Governor Mark Dayton's desk after being passed as amended by the Senate on February 27th. The House concurred with the change March 2nd, sending the bill to Dayton, who said he is not opposed to the change. For more information on the progress of this bill or any of the bills that we feature on the Starting Line, you can visit the House website, www.house.mn, and choose the bill search and status option to find the bill you're looking for. Thanks for watching The Starting Line.